A sleep clinic, a group of exhausted narrators, and dreams that don't stay in the dark. Every night in October, nightmares become reality. Listen to this epic 31-part saga where the only thing scarier than the dreams is the therapy. Creepy presents The 31 Days of Horror. The nightmare begins October 1st. Listen to the whole series on the Creepy feed wherever you listen to podcasts. Wake up to the nightmare.
You have to control yourself!
And welcome back to Horror Queers. It's a little bonus that we're giving you, and I'm Joe.
And I'm Trace, and Joe, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we're talking about the 25 best horror films of the century to celebrate the 25th year of the century.
It is indeed that, yes. We didn't have any plans to do this, and then we were approached by Mike Snoodian of The Pod and the Pendulum, which we have both guested on in the past. I gathered that they're doing a kind of solicited ranking, like, hey, a bunch of different people, give us your picks, and they're going to unpack them and so on. And you and I thought, oh, well, if we're doing that, we should just drop a little bonus mini-sode specifically talking about our lists.
Yes, and this was always really fun for me, Joe, because
oh boy,
this is why I use Letterboxd, and I was really, it's really simple. I go to my films and I sort it by, okay, horror films, me ranked highest to lowest, and I was like, cool, this will be really easy, and luckily, Joe, in all this entire century, I had exactly 25 horror films that I had given 5-star ratings to.
Okay, yes, I wanted to unpack this because I feel like, folks, if you've never done this, it's an incredibly daunting, challenging, but also really interesting process because it forces you to recognize how many films you actually love and would love to see recognized given the opportunity. But then also you start to have all these micro conversations with yourself like, okay, how am I going to do this? Like, Trace, I have a question for you. You know, you said you've got 25 5-star films. Yep. Did you care if you had too many films from a certain year, or were you trying to balance them out because you realize, oh, you know, maybe I don't have enough representation or it's top heavy or something like that? Yeah,
I tried not to do that because, yeah, you're right. We are going through the whole century, the 25 years of this century. But at the same time, I mean, if 2011 had 5 films that I was like, these are some of the best horror films I've ever seen.
Did they all make the list?
That was an example. I know,
but speculatively.
But they would have. Because here's the thing. I knew, because I also had plenty of 4.5-star films and 4-star films. And I was like, well, I know if I start looking through that, then it's going to get really, really, really hard. And so I went with my gut, where I was like, okay, on my gut. And some of these films I have rewatched. You know, some of these films didn't start as 5-star films. They went up from 4, 4.5.
Right. Okay.
But I was just like, oh, but if I start going into all my 4.5s now, then it's really, I'm just going to stick with my gut instinct on this. So.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. But did you do something similar though? Like, did you try to space them out? Like, do one film for each year?
Okay. So this was quite a bit more difficult for me because I initially tried to do what you did. So I went on Letterboxd and I organized it by, you know, like you can do it by decades, folks, and you can do it by genre. So I did horror, thriller, my highest rating for the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. Yeah. And I was like, okay, this should give me at least like a good head start. And then I'll probably have to do a little bit of fixing because I looked at it and realized, oh, I actually don't give a lot of films 5 stars. Yeah. So I give a lot of 4s and a lot of 4.5s. Sure. And I was into that problem that you just identified. I probably give about 54 stars or 4.5-star ratings each year. And it's like, great. So now I've got to fucking cherry pick through those because I don't have enough 5-star movies. So I did realize I had helped myself a little bit because when I first got Letterboxd, I started keeping lists of the best horror films of the year. So plug to follow me on Letterboxd. I do this every year. So I had, as long as the podcast has been running, I had a top film of the year. So I was like, cool, I can pull those. But then I did start to finagle and wheedle around because, folks, we're not just doing an arbitrary list. We were asked to rank them from 25 to 1. So I had to then decide, okay, which film is better than that?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it back over to you. Trace, how did you figure out how to rank them?
Good Lord. Honestly, so I'm looking at like a Google spreadsheet, and I had them like as a list. And then basically I started just moving movies over to a ranked list. And I was like, okay. I figured I knew what my number 25 was going to be. And then I was like, okay, so there's a bottom. I didn't know what my top was going to be off the top of my head. And I just kind of started moving things over and then moving things in the list as I slotted things more in. Like, okay, I got to move this up a little bit, move this down. It took me about 30 minutes to do this with 25 films, which is probably less than it took you. But yeah.
Yeah, my process took me a little bit longer. I'm not going to lie. I actually started with my top and worked down. Okay. Although there were ones where I thought, okay, this one's probably somewhere in the middle. This one's probably a little closer to the end. But I did have my number one picked out immediately. I looked at that and I said, yes, it has to be that. It can only be that.
I'm really interested too, because I had an inkling of what my number one was going to be, but I wasn't sure. But it did wind up being my number one.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And so my process became, how often do I think about the film? How often do I recommend the film to other people? How many times have I rewatched it? So there was one year where I ranked, it was 2022, and the top film of that year for me, according to Letterboxd, was Hostel the Bone Woman. And I was like, I love this movie, but I've never rewatched it, and I don't often recommend it to people. So part of me was like, can I honestly put this on the list when there are so many other films where it's like, I recommend that film to everybody I fucking meet, including strangers and their dogs.
Yeah. Actually, that's a really good metric to use, because I did that as well. When I pulled all these films, I was like, okay, yeah, of course. The films I give 5 stars are the films that I talk about all the time. So I don't think that you are going to be surprised by many entries on my list. Like I think there are some that would not make it on someone else's top 25 for sure, but then there are some that would absolutely make it on most people's top 25, I think.
Yeah, I found I had a mixture of that as well. Like, I'm not going to lie, folks. I had Get Out and Sinners on my first run of this list, and then I realized I felt like I was actually being dishonest. And I was like, I really like these movies, but for me personally, these aren't in my top 25. Like, were they in my top 30, my top 35? If you asked me a week from now, would the list be completely different? Maybe. Yeah. That's what makes this fun. But I had to stop and check myself and be like, this isn't a list about making sure that other people think that your tastes are good. It's meant to reflect what are my real top 25.
And you're also spanning 25 years. Like, if we were just doing the 2020, so the last 5 years, I think that would make more sense. But for 25 years, it's like, wow, like that is most of my life. And so what has stuck with me for most of my life? And let's see.
It's absolutely that. Yeah. And I will say the other thing, I think I mostly came out of this feeling very confident about my list. There were a couple of, Sophie's Choice, Kill Your Darlings kind of things, but it really reinforced to me, how much more I value movies that we have covered on the podcast, because I feel like I have a much more intellectual and emotional understanding of them. Like, there are films where I was like, oh, if we hadn't covered it, I don't know if I would feel as strongly as I do, but because you and I have spent X many number of hours unpacking it and just like digging into it, it feels like such a rich text that I had to put it on the list.
Fully agree. No, I totally get that. So, okay, do you want to start going through this?
Yes. Okay, so folks, this is how it's going to work. We have, obviously, 25 each. We're not going to unpack every single one of these in great detail because you'll be here for 5 hours. I'm sure you'd love it, but we have other things we need to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to read them in 5 title batches. So Trace, you're going to start with 25 to 20. And if we want to have a quick little conversation about a surprise or one that you're like, oh, I don't think people know this, and I really want to give it that shout out, great.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do that all the way until we get to our top 10, and then we're going to alternate 1 to 1.
That works for me. So I guess without further ado, Joe, do you want me to start?
Yes. Hit me with your 25 to 20, please.
Okay, to 21, because it's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
No, whatever.
Okay, so going down, Zombievers should be no surprise to anyone, is on my 25 best horror films of the last 25 years.
Okay.
Zombievers, Detention, the Joseph Kahn film.
Oh, yes.
Don't Breathe, the Fede Alvarez film.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we should note, if we have a
matching one
crossover, we're going to acknowledge them. That was initially on my short list, and then I took it off.
Okay. This one I know is not on your list at all. Dr. Sleep.
No.
And then a surprising one for me and for people, I think. My number 21 is Rec 2.
Oh, Rec 2.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it. I've only seen the original.
It's my favorite one out of all four. I bought that Scream Factory box set of all four. 4 is really bad.
I have heard.
2 is awesome. It picks up right where 1 leaves off. And 3 is fun, but 3 is very much the Evil Dead 2 of the franchise, where it's kind of a horror comedy.
Okay. Yeah, I keep meaning to dip my toe back into that.
Oh, I really love Rec 2. I really like what they do with the possession stuff of all in that movie. But anyway, so yeah, Zombie vs. Detention, Don't Breathe, Dr. Sleep, and Rec 2, 21 through 25.
Lovely. Okay, so rounding out the bottom of my list, Midnight, the Korean film from 2022.
Ooh, that's good. Good.
The Substance from last year.
That is definitely on my list.
Okay. Ginger Snaps from the year 2000.
Okay.
Hostel Part 2.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, God. I almost. That was a 4.5 film for me, I think.
Right? Yeah. I just revisited it, and that film fucking holds up.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I love it so much. Trust me, my Letterboxd review, where I call it a feminist film, gets a lot of hate. Weekly.
Oh, I bet it does.
Weekly.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Okay, and rounding out the bottom part of my list, The Invisible Man from 2020.
Okay. So far, only one of yours is on my list.
Okay.
Okay, so going from 20 to 16, we are looking, for me, Green Room.
Okay.
Evil Dead, the 2013 remake.
Yes. Oh God, I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Frank Darabont's The Mist.
That was on my short list, and then I just took it off.
William Friedkin's Bug.
Oh my God. Future episode, folks.
I know, we've been talking about it for years. And then, of course, The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes. Okay. None of those are on my list.
Ooh, this is exciting.
I know, folks. We didn't talk about it beforehand because we wanted to keep it fresh and exciting. Okay. So my 20, The Strangers from 2008.
Okay.
The Skin I Live In.
Ooh,
Blink Twice from last year.
Damn, okay.
Annihilation.
Ooh, okay.
And then coming in at 16, Femme.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, this is great, Joe, because we are not having crossover on this. This is awesome. And also, you're saying these films, I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't I look at that? It's because it was probably a 4.5 or a 4-star. But it's so hard to limit it to 25.
Yeah. I mean, but you could do top 100 and you would probably still be making the hardest decisions of your life. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the thing too. I remember one time in my early days writing for Bloody Disgusting, I was asked to put together like a top 100 horror films of all time. And
Jesus Christ.
I know, it was daunting, but I had to ask. I was like, whoa. Do you mean my top 100 horror films of all time, or like generally the top 100 horror films of all time? And they were like the latter, obviously. And I was like, okay, well, just checking, because my 100 would be different from the general 100.
Which to me is way more interesting. Like, it's not semantics, but it's almost like that, where if you have to say, what's the best horror film of all time? Like, you're going to have all these people just say, oh, it's The Exorcist. Oh, it's The Shining or something. Like, it's not that those aren't inspired choices, because those are unabashedly great films, but I think you get a lot more interesting responses if people get to really dig into their own unique interests. So... Yeah, I think I prefer this model where it's like, give me your most personal, because it's going to tell me a lot about you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that for both of us right now, that is what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. So give me your 15 to 11, please.
All right. So we've got The Witch.
Yes. Oh my God, I forgot about The Witch.
I know. We've got Insidious.
Okay.
Trick or Treat.
Yes, I thought about that.
Grindhouse. And this was a cheat because I could have done Planet Terror or Death Proof, but I'm just doing Grindhouse as a single unit.
Okay.
And Drag Me to Hell.
Yes, I had that on my list and then I did take it off.
Good. That means there's less crossover between us. So yeah, those are 11 through 15. Drag Me to Hell, Grindhouse, Trick or Treat, Insidious, and The Witch.
Okay, so crossing the halfway point on my list, number 15, Stoker by Park Chan-wook.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
14 is Let the Right One In from 2007.
Okay.
13 is Black Swan.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Yes, love it.
12 is Under the Skin.
Oh, we're going to have to cover that because you keep talking about it.
I cannot stop talking about it.
I know.
Jonathan Glazer and I apparently just go way back.
Yeah.
And then coming in at number 11, just outside of the top 10, Better Watch Out.
Oh, yes. That's awesome. Okay. It wasn't on my short list because I think I have that as a 4-star film, but I might be inclined to put it as a 4.5. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the other interesting thing. There were a couple of times where I thought, that's not a 5-star film? What the fuck was I thinking when I ranked this?
Well, that's the other thing because I feel like I knew if I went back and looked at all my old reviews, I would be like, oh, no, I like that one more now.
So much. Yeah.
Okay. We are in the top 10, Joe.
Yes. Okay. So now we're alternating 1 to 1.
Okay. My number 10, The Outwaters.
Okay. I knew that was going to show up on your list. 100%.
Of course it was.
Okay. And we'll see if you feel the same way about my number 10, Raw.
Oh, obviously. Yeah. That seemed like a given to me.
I was like, here's a title that will not show up on Trace's list.
All right. My number 9, this might be an obvious one, but it is It Follows.
Okay, that was like just hanging on to the bottom part of my 25, but yeah, got the boot. Okay, my number 9 is Inside à l'intérieur.
Oh yeah, that's not surprising. Yeah, I thought that might be in your top 5 actually.
I mean, when you hear the top 5, you'll be like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. Okay, number 8. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003.
Of fucking course.
Of course it is. Yeah. That's always going to be in a top 10 for me, always.
Okay, so this is the first one that I am going to guess is going to be higher on your list, maybe within the top 5. Number 8 for me, The Perfection.
Oh my God, Joe, it's my number 7, so it's my next list. Ooh, it's my next one.
Okay. There we go. Now we're in sync. The overlap will be unabashed from now on.
Okay, so your number 8 is The Perfection. My number 7 is The Perfection. Everyone, if you have not seen The Perfection, go watch it on Netflix immediately.
Yes, and then listen to both of our episodes on it.
So much to unpack in that 90-minute movie.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, so my number 7 is The Descent.
Ooh, okay, so wait, if it's on my top 10, should I just tell you where it is?
It's your call. You can keep it a secret if it's not soon.
Then yeah, it is in my top 10, but it is not soon.
Okay. Hit me with your number 6.
My number 6 is Martyrs, the original.
Yes. Okay, I struggled with, I think I had it at a 4, and that was one of those ones where I thought, no, that should be a 5-star film. Yeah, but I didn't want to change anything for the purposes of the list. So
I get it. Don't want to add to your work. Totally get it.
All right. My number 6 is a film that will absolutely not be on your list. It is Saint Maud.
Oh, yes. It's not on my list, but good movie. I mean, clearly 6th best of the century for you. So yeah.
There we go.
All right. Number 5. This has to be on your list. Number 5 for me is The Invitation.
It is on my list, but I can't tell you where.
Okay, that's fine.
But yes.
What is your number 5, Joe?
My number 5 is another film that I feel much more strongly about than you. It was my number 1 film from 2020. It is the Australian film Relic.
Oh, yeah. That would never have been in my top 25. But yes.
It's a film I still think about almost every day.
I imagine, though, on Snoonian's list, like that will... I imagine that would be submitted a lot. But we'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
Okay. Number 4 for me is Hereditary.
Yes, that is on my list. That comes in at number 3.
Okay. So then what's your number 4?
Train to Busan.
I need to revisit this. I really like it, but I've only seen it the one time.
My God, I have such a visceral... Here's the thing. Like, basically, if you made it into the top 10 for me, it meant that I had an incredibly visceral and or emotional response to the screening.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Okay, so that was your number 4, Train to Busan.
Yes, and then Hereditary is my number 3.
My number 3 is The Den.
Oh my God, The Den, yes.
The Den,
you went dark in these top 5 trays.
I went very, 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 very dark. Yeah, The Den, I mean, you've heard me. I've talked about The Den like ad nauseum the entire time we've been podcasting together. Everyone, 2013, fantastic fucking movie, and it's like 75 minutes long.
Sure, we did a guest spot on that, so maybe we'll link to that.
Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, The Den rules, 5-star film, 3rd best of the century.
Wow, okay. That is such a Trace pick.
So your number 3 was Hereditary, and
Yes.
since I stole that from you, why don't you go on and give me your number 2?
Okay, we'll see if this surprises you that it's not number 1, Trace. Number 2, best horror film of the century. The best queer horror film of the century, Knife Plus Heart.
Oh.
Which I know didn't even make your top 25, you motherfucker.
It did not make my top 25, actually. Yeah, that is wild.
You have so little queer representation, Trace. I'm upset with you.
What can I say? I don't walk away from queer horror films just loving them, I guess.
Wow. Okay. Number 2.
My number 2 is The Descent.
Yes. Okay. Wow. That is intriguing that it is rated so highly for you.
Oh, I love it. Because I guess for the longest time, it was like, that was the scariest movie I had ever seen.
Right. Yes. No, I can completely understand that.
Yeah. So, okay, do we just have one left now?
We just have one.
I think we've spoiled each other's ones, too.
Well, if people are paying attention, they should have figured it out, yes.
Okay, well, so my number 1 actually was The Substance.
Okay, look at that. Last year's movie coming in at the top of the last 25.
And I was really worried if it was like recency bias, but I was just like, you know what, though? This is such a perfect like confluence of B-movie horror, exploitation horror, prestige horror, all in one package. Like, it's not afraid to go there. It was one of the most fun theatrical experiences I've ever had.
Yes.
It just, as soon as I saw it, I was kind of like, that's got to be the one. That's got to be the one.
Absolutely. And also, slap my hand, because we definitely read that as queer. So look at you coming in with a queer horror title at the top of the list. And female directed, Trace.
Admittedly, one of the biggest ones, but yes.
Whatever. You don't have to apologize for that. You don't have to explain that.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to explain it. But Joe, okay, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is also female directed. It is The Invitation by Karen Kusama.
Yeah, I thought that might be your top. I'm really surprised The Descent is not in your top, but
I love it. It's just, it's almost the opposite of what you were just talking about with The Substance, where it's been so long since I've seen The Descent. Like, I nearly forgot it because for some reason it was like not even showing up when I was doing my list. And then I happened to be putting away physical media discs and saw it and was like, what the? Oh my God, I almost fucking overlooked this movie.
So I'm actually really proud of us. We didn't have a ton of crossover on ours.
No, we did not. Yeah, I think it was like under 5 titles. So that's pretty fucking good for us.
Ooh, I love that. But yeah, everyone, if you are listening to this, we will put a list of these in the show notes because we realized we just went through nearly 50 films of what our favorite horror films of this century were. But yeah, this was fun.
This was fun. So yeah, folks, if you want to share, I mean, obviously you can do more, but I would say maybe give us your top 5 if you think it won't break your brain.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear about things that we left out.
Oh no, that's not interesting. Please don't.
If you're mad at us for leaving something out, put it on your list and share that list with us.
Literally just that, because it's all about your own personal taste. So it's like, cool, hit us with your top 5 and prove to us that you're right and we're wrong.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, also, we'll make a thread in the Discord for it. We'll have a good Discord thread going of top 25 horror of the century.
And then we break the Discord with all of the chatter. It'd be so good. I love this.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah. All right, everyone. Well, that has been the Horror Queer's 25 best horror films of the century by hosts, I guess, in parentheses.
Sure. Yes. And cross out Horror Queers.
A sleep clinic, a group of exhausted narrators and dreams that don't stay in the dark. Every night in October, nightmares become reality. Listen to this epic 31-part saga where the only thing scarier than the dreams is the therapy. Creepy presents The 31 Days of Horror. The nightmare begins October 1st. Listen to the whole series on the Creepy feed wherever you listen to podcasts. Wake up to the nightmare.